大丈夫だよ。大丈夫っぽい。大丈夫？大丈夫？
大丈夫？
大丈夫？大丈夫？大丈夫？大丈夫？大丈夫？
大丈夫か？
大丈夫？大丈夫？大丈夫だよ。大丈夫なの？
大丈夫か？
大丈夫。
Hey, you're listening to Daijoubu podcast. I'm Christian, and today I'm here with David.
Hey.
And Gabby.
Hello.
Today is week 10, our 10th podcast about anime. Super exciting. Today we're going to be talking about Spice and Wolf, and we're going to do a preview of Summer 2016's anime, or some of the shows that we're excited for personally. Not all the shows, because there's a ton of shows going on for Summer 2016, but just the ones that we know have the most hype around them, or the ones that we just think look hilarious, or interesting, I guess. It doesn't have to be hilarious to be interesting. Alright, whatever. Go ahead,
Okay,
David,
cool. So,
kick us off.
yeah, I'll start off. Let's see. So, The Gray Man, Hallow is going to be is lined up for summer 2016. And of course, people who don't know The Gray Man, there's there's a huge following behind the anime, and it's just about this. It's a show about this guy. His name's Alan, and I don't know, they're exorcists or something, and they fight demons pretty much. So I don't know much about Hallow. I don't know if it's like a continuation of the story of where like the last The Gray Man left off, or if it's kind of like a retelling of it. Do you guys know?
No, we've never watched D. Gray Man, but I know
Cool.
I'm pretty sure it's a sequel.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says that he, like, on the little description, it says he officially joins an organization of exorcists. So, it continues with Alan, so I don't know if it means that it's going to be a prequel, but I would assume it's just a continuation.
Right. Okay. So, people who are fans of The Gray Man, look out for that. The next one on my list is Honda-kun, and so this anime is about it's about a prequel to one of an anime that I watched recently called Barakamon, and it's about and for those who don't know what Barakamon is about this guy. He's like a calligraphy artist. He's really good at calligraphy, and it's about his life being in school before Barakamon. But it's a different studio though, so I don't know how good it's gonna be.
Yeah, you're not making it sound very interesting. Wait, I do have something to say about the studio. The studio is Dio Media, and they made Mayoiga this season. And Mayoiga is an anime original, and it's just a complete shit show. Not like the show isn't like badly produced. It's just what? Yeah,
Wait.
go ahead.
Gabby, does Christian's audio sound weird to you?
Yeah, it sounded weird for a thing. I could still understand what you were saying, but the audio went weird.
Yeah.
Is it still weird?
Not anymore.
No, I fixed
Okay.
it.
No.
Yeah,
It's probably some internet problem. Anyways, so Dio Media made Mayoiga, which is this season, and it's an anime original, so it doesn't have like a manga or whatever, and the story is just a shit show. Like, no one has any idea where it's supposed to go, but anyways, go ahead. I'm pretty sure that's not the case with Honda-kun. Like, I think Honda-kun actually has source material.
I mean, I don't know if it has source material, but I just know that Barakamon is really good, so hopefully this prequel will be good. So we'll see. Another hype thing for summer 2016 is Berserk. And Berserk is about this guy named Guts. And for those who don't know anything about Berserk, just know that his life is just pure suffering. Just all the bad things happen to him.
And this is a sequel too, right?
I think I'm not sure if this is a sequel.
No, because on here, it's on like my anime list, it just says alternate version. So I don't know if that's a remake or because it is an older series.
Yeah.
It was in the like late 90s that it was made, so it might just be like a remake of it.
Yeah, something strange about this Berserk that I know of or I've heard about is that it is going to be computer generated, and people like computer generated shows include Ajin or
There's the other one on Netflix. It's like Tale of something or
it's Knights of
Sidonia.
Yeah, and like people are pretty hit or miss with that whole animation style.
Yeah.
Isn't Ruby also kind of CGI?
Yeah, Ruby is 100% CGI, I'm pretty sure.
I haven't seen Ruby, so I don't know. But yeah,
All of those series I've tried to watch and couldn't watch because of the CGI.
yeah.
Yeah.
Knights of Sidonia is good. You should watch it. But anyways, going back to Berserk, yeah, the trailer came out and everyone's just shitting on the trailer, and everyone's saying it looks terrible, but it's Berserk and it's like an iconic manga and anime, and so everyone's just kind of hoping that it's not as shitty as the trailer makes it look. Also, if you look at the studio that makes it, Melapensi, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's just like they worked on cute girls doing cute things, it looks like, and then
gosh.
it's just like Berserk.
Yeah. If you look at their history, it's just like
Yeah.
bright colors, happy girls,
Yeah.
and then fiery berserk, angry, distressed man
so
with
weird.
one arm.
Gabby, are you looking at it right now?
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, this is literally so much like bright, cute colors, and then it's like this dark, like thing in the
Yeah.
corner. You're like,
Yeah.
what?
So it's just like, all right, we'll see what the studio can do with that.
Uh-huh.
The last thing on my list is Mob Psycho 100, and for those who don't know, it's so One is the creator of One Punch Man, like that's what he goes by, One, and One Punch Man is a webcomic. Started off as a webcomic, and it had like really shitty art, and then the guy who like drew the actual manga made it look really good, and then that manga was animated through.
Yeah, they
Not-
made it like just look
Madhouse.
better, basically.
Madhouse, yeah, Madhouse. So Mob Psycho is in its comic form, so that's why and that's just One's art style. His art style is just like sketch. It looks shitty, but his storytelling is amazing.
I didn't realize that that's who this was by. That makes me
Yeah.
more excited for
Yeah,
it.
so that's why people are excited for it. And
Yeah.
apparently, I don't know anything about it. I just know that it's supposed to be good. And yep, that's.
Wait, you
that's
didn't
all I
even read
got.
the synopsis? Okay, that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
true.
just say the genres. It's like actiony.
Yeah, supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is from the manga. The manga is rated at 8.34, so that's pretty good. Like,
And it's gonna be animated by Bones, so that's
yeah, that's some
That's
good
good.
animation.
It's a
too.
great studio. Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, wait, I don't have that synopsis pulled in front of me. Do you guys have
Nope, it's fine.
Okay.
All right.
So a kid with psychic abilities.
Do you
Yep.
want to go next, Gabby, or should I
Sure.
go next?
I'll
What are
go
you
next.
excited about, Gabby? Summer 2016.
There's one called 91 Days, which I'm pretty sure is like one of the only original stories that is like happening this season, because pretty much everything is based off of a manga.
hmm
And the studio is the people, and literally the studio, the only other thing they've made is like Durarara, and like all the different like season 2 and like all these little side things of Durarara.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and Durarara is known to be pretty good. So I mean, it sounds pretty good, and it's like I'm not sure if like the actual like synopsis of it doesn't make it. It sounds like slightly interesting because it's more like history. So it's in the 1920s when like the prohibition laws and stuff happened,
Mhm.
and the character like joins this like mafia family who like is like revenge, like they just kill a lot of people and they do a lot of revenge killings and things like that. So possibly interesting, you know.
Okay.
Probably it's like genre is drama. It doesn't really say shonen or like gore or horror or anything. So
Yeah,
I don't know how.
it sounds more adult
Yeah,
drama-y.
Definitely.
Kind of sounds
but I
like
don't-
Joker game-ish.
Yeah.
but not really, because I guess I don't know.
Not
Yeah.
not like the same plot, but like the
Right.
same
It's like the
feeling.
drama,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Adult. Okay.
So yeah, so there's that one which I think sounds pretty cool because mainly because I like original stories. And then to go to a different like tone, there's one called Sweetness and Lightning or Amato Anazuma, which it just looks, it's a comedy slice of life. And it's made by TMS Entertainment, and their like big thing that they've done is Detective Conan.
Mhm.
And other than that, they've just done a variety of things, and they actually are doing like 2 other series this like season. And this one just looks really, really cute. It's like this teacher and his daughter, because his wife has like, he's a single dad because his wife died, and he's not very good at cooking, so they usually just eat convenience store meals, but then like they end up in this restaurant, and it's like the mother of one of his students owns it, and like the mom isn't there very often, so he like creates like, there's like a relationship between like his daughter and then his student and him, and they just like kind of eat meals together and stuff. and their little like video of it just looks real cute. So that's I like cute things.
Yeah, it looks really
So-
adorable. There's like a
It looks super
15-second trailer, and it's
Them just like eating.
it's just them eating. Yeah.
Anything with most since Shokugeki, I'm like all about food.
Food
It's
and
like-
anime.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah,
foodie now after Shokugeki.
Another one is called Re-Life, and the manga for that one is rated at 8.33. So to me, like anything at like 8 or above is pretty good. And this is like a romance and slice of life, and this is by the same studio who's doing the Sweetness to Light and Lightning thing. And it's basically about this 27-year-old dude who doesn't have a job or anything. He like fails at life, and some research company gives him like an opportunity to not go back, but like basically change his appearance to a 17-year-old and do an experiment going back to high school. And it's a romance, so that sounds kind of creepy, but
We
also
like
really
creepy.
cute. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting like synopsis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a race, except like he's going back to 17 and not like.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the art looks really good, so I that's a huge draw for me.
He's also not trying to find out who murdered his
Yeah,
mom.
not the plot.
Right.
It's just, like,
Yeah.
And then the next one is Days, which is like a sports anime, which is going to be a soccer anime. And even though the studio Mappa has not done any sports anime at all, which makes me like kind of iffy about it. But
Mappa's pretty new. I think they came out, or they like formed in 2012. I think.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
That just might be why. Maybe they
I think they just do experimental shit. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. The manga itself has 7.55, so that's not that bad. But it's basically this one kid who's like really great at soccer, and this other dude that's not great at soccer, and then they go play
Yeah,
soccer.
it's classic sports anime.
Right.
Like,
So I
love
like
sports anime, guys.
and I really like soccer. So I mean, I don't play soccer, but I like to I'm all about the World Cup.
poser. You don't play soccer, but I like it.
I hate running. So
I don't play League of Legends. I just watch it.
whatever.
I'm just kidding. no, like viewer sports is definitely a thing because like not everyone plays football.
Most people who watch football don't play football.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, but yeah. So and the last one. Oh no, sorry, never mind, because David didn't want to talk about Orange. So I have two more on mine, and it's Fukigana Mononoke-an.
Nice.
And yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Let me see what that like if that has an English translation on the little My Anime list.
Uh-huh.
Let me check. The Morose Mononoke-an.
Oh,
Cool.
wow. So that's pretty sad.
Still has the Mononoke-an in it.
Uh-huh.
So basically, it has a lot of spirits and like yokai, which is what the spirits are.
Mhm.
And there's a kid who like keeps apparently getting like attacked, or not attacked, but like keeps getting wound up with the yokai, and then he meets like this Mononoke-an,
Is
who
that the
owns like
furball thing? Is that the white furball thing?
Oh no, it's a person, because it says like
Oh.
it's the Mononoke-an is the owner of a tea room, and I think he like kind of helps him, guide him through the world of spirits and stuff. And I like spirit. Usually, if an anime has something to do with spirits, I'm all about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like the style of it, and like it has like cute little like characters and things in it. It kind of reminds me of I haven't actually watched this, but just the art itself reminds me of the Natsume Yujincho, which is like the one with the like fat cat.
Yeah.
Something to do with spirits. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then lastly on my list, there's Orange.
Yeah.
And this
People are
is-
hyped about Orange.
Right, people
Yeah.
are super, super hyped about Orange. And this one has the highest manga rating out of all the ones that we have on here. And it's at an 8.8. And apparently like it's like super emotional. Definitely make you cry. And like the main character, she like gets a letter in the mail, and it's from like herself 10 years into the future. And like basically to convince herself that it's actually her from the future, then she like kind of like lists a whole bunch of things that are going to happen that day. And then like throughout the day, she's like, okay, maybe this is actually real, because everything that she says happens.
Mhm.
Especially like specifically talking about like a transfer student that's come in, and like and the letter basically talks about there are a lot of regrets she has that is like associated with that transfer student, and so it's basically like I think a story of whether she's actually going to keep going and like creating a relationship with that transfer student, even though like it won't have might not have like negative consequences in the future, but like it's about fate and things like that. So it sounds really cute, and it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Nice. So
And then
Christian-
that's also by the same studio as the Lightning one, Sweetness to Lightning and Real Life. So they're doing all three of those.
Yeah. Wait, is that TMS Entertainment?
Yeah, TMS.
They're going
they're
ham.
they're also doing the Gray Man. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe they just have like a bunch of things stockpiled, and they're just like, let's
Yeah.
go. Summer
Count it
2016 is our summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all their ones that they are putting out seem pretty good, so, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so the shows that I'm excited for summer 2016 include, the first one is called B Project Kodo Ambitious, and basically it's made by A1 Pictures, and I really love stuff that A1 does because it's usually pretty quality, but apparently it's a music anime, and it's about a girl who's a new hire at some studio. It's a big music studio, and she has to oversee an idol unit called B Project, and apparently it's a bunch of dudes. So it's just like the mishaps of caring for a bunch of guys as one girl. So I feel like it's going to be reverse Harumi, and I love Oran High School Host Club, so like, of course I have to love this. So I don't know if you like music. I guess I don't know how much music there's gonna be. Like, is it gonna be a Love Live like iteration or what? But regardless, if you like girls with a bunch of dudes, that sounds so wrong. If you like girls with a bunch of dudes,
if you like reverse harems,
girls with a bunch of dudes, this is up your alley.
No.
Okay, so the next thing on the list is Taboo Tattoo, and it's just like, I don't know if it's a original or like if it has a manga or whatever, but it's like an action comedy mystery supernatural show by JC Staff, and I can go on and on about Railgun because that's what JC Staff made, and I absolutely love it. But I just know that their quality is usually very, very up there, and I have pretty high expectations already because it's made by JC Staff. But basically it's about, like I said, it's mystery, so the synopsis that like is out so far is very vague, and it's just about like a guy who's like really good at martial arts, and then he gets a random tattoo on his hand from an old man that he saved. He like randomly like puts a tattoo on him or something, and then it like gives him superpowers, I think. I don't know, it does something to him, and whatchamacallit, someone is like hunting them down, and it's like a girl. And so, like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna like each other? Are they gonna fight each other? Whoa, like, mystery! So, yeah, if you like mystery, fun stuff like me, then, also, if you like really good animation, because it, like, looks amazing with just, like, the pictures that are out yet, and JC Staff just looks, JC Staff, like, is known to be good. Then, you'll probably like this. I don't know. That's kind of like why I picked Kisniver, though, of last season, because I knew it was made by Trigger, and like the pictures looked awesome. So I was like, you don't even have to tell me anything anymore. Like, I know I like Trigger, and I'm like, okay.
Right. And it is based off a manga.
Okay, thank you for that. What is the manga rated?
7.19, so not bad.
No, that's pretty bad.
Oh wait.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's better than average.
No.
that's better.
No.
Than
Gabby's rating is if it's above an 8, it's good. Anything below an 8 is bad. So
no.
Whatever. It'll be fun. Most of the things I watch are just fun. But okay, so the next thing is called Bananya, and I think it's just a short. Like, I think it's a short series, but literally it's just an anime adaptation of a stationery maker company that has a little banana cat mascot. So it's literally, it's just a comedy about like a stupid little cat that's inside of a banana. And by the way, it is like slightly produced by TMS Entertainment, so they're going ham this season. And
it's so cute.
That's
it's literally just like, it looks like he's in a sleeping bag of a banana, a little white cat.
Yeah, it's just so stupid. It looks great. Like, I don't know. I always need something to make me laugh throughout the season. But there's literally nothing else you need to know about Banana. I think it's a short. So, like, it's not something you take seriously. And it's just a comedy about a cat banana. But, alright, moving on. The next show that sounds exciting is called New Game. And it's a comedy slice of life. And it also says seinen. But I think it's
pretty dark, maybe pretty adult.
I think I think it means like adult, not as much dark for in this case, because the reason why they listed it as that is the synopsis is about a girl who just graduates high school and joins a video game company or a game company. I'm not sure if it's video games. And so the person that made the game that the main character loves as a grade schooler just so happens to be her senior, her senpai. And like that's all the synopsis there is on it. And so it looks cute. I don't really know what to expect from it. I like being surprised from animes. I don't know the studio at all. It's called Doga Kobo. So I don't really know what they've made. But regardless, this just looks like, I don't know. I like video games. I would like to maybe work in a video game studio or something. But what'd you say?
My Skype just freaked out for a second.
Oh, they made Yuri as well.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, Yuri is like amazing, so you can't go wrong with it.
They also made Nozaki-kun. So, studio looks pretty solid.
Yeah, they probably were pretty good. Let's see. Okay. I still have like 2 more, don't I? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next show this is really long. Sorry guys, but I've got a lot of things on my anticipated list. The next show just looks like, I don't know, pure fun, I guess. It's called Cheer Danshi, and it's about literally the synopsis that's out for it is so short and vague. This story revolves around the slightly odd and cute members of a cheerleading squad at a men's university. So it's a sports anime, school anime about an all-boys school, and it's just dudes cheerleading. And like, I have a feeling it's gonna go in the yaoi direction. So like, I don't.
Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be free, but like cheerleading.
Yeah,
edition.
free but cheerleading edition. So like, I feel like I have an obligation to watch this for my gay friends out there. Speaking to you, Joseph. But and then I don't know. It doesn't look as crazy as Super Lovers, because Super Lovers was very, very yaoi. So I don't know. If you like guys, if you're a girl and you like guys, or if you're a guy and you like guys, definitely watch Cheer Danshi because it looks fun. But I have to give a shout out to Shokugeki no Soma Season 2. That's coming out this summer.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what Shokugeki is, it's called Food Wars in English. And basically, they just took Iron Chef and put it into an anime. And they were just like, let's make this shonen, guys.
Yeah.
Boom.
Right.
And so, like, the first season's already out, 24 episodes. It's really, really fun. And everyone should watch it. It's kind of ecchi. Like, the first episode, they have, like, tentacles and stuff.
Right.
So, like, people get strayed away from that. But, like, Gabby's one of those people, actually. She thought it would be very ecchi. And then
I literally put it off for so long because everyone around me started watching it, and I was like, no way, there's no way this is good. Like, all I heard about it was, like, they're just, like, it's, like, food porn. And I was like, because that's the only basis I had for it. And I was like, there's no way this is actually good. And like, all the people I knew were, like, guys who were watching it. So I was like, and then I gave it a try because, like, when I was at MomoCon, it's, like, all you guys talked about. So I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And then I finished it in, like, 2 days. So.
Yeah, because it's awesome. It's really exciting.
And
but
I cried at the end, so that shows something.
But yeah, so they're having a season 2. It just continues with the story. And if you haven't watched season 1, then don't watch this, obviously. You won't get it at all. But yeah, that's just a shout out to Shokugeki no Somas in general. But that wraps it up for my summer 2016 list. There was like one more show about a fart, and I don't really care for it, really. It looks kind of funny, but it's just a fart.
Yeah.
So, alright, let's mosey on down into our second portion of the day, which is Spice and Wolf. I'm going to go ahead and give us a quick synopsis of Spice and Wolf, and just a little bit more information. It was made in 2008. Season 1 was, at least. There's 2 seasons to it, and unfortunately, I didn't get to finish Season 2 before this podcast. Sorry, guys, I fail you. But also, Gabby has some negative things to say about it, and she didn't even have motivation to watch Season 2. So we won't be talking
like any of it.
so we won't talk about a lot of Season 2. I think I might mention like 1 or 2 things that I like about it already. But yeah, it's a shorter series. It's 13 episodes. The studio is Imagine. I don't really know what else they've made. Let me take a quick look. They haven't made much. It's just other girl stuff. And it's based off a light novel that people rave about. I'm pretty sure the light novel probably has an 8.0. It meets Gabby's criteria. And yeah, it's a adventure, fantasy, historical, economic romance. Yeah. So if you like romance, then this is it. I'm going to say the synopsis real quick, and then after that, we're going to be not spoiler free. So just stop watching if you really want to watch Spice and Wolf and not listen to us talk about it. But basically, it's about back in medieval times, there were deities that took care of the land or whatever. And when in the world, when they start believing in one god and they believe less and less in like pagan stuff, Holo, the wise wolf, is a pagan god, and she is like has nothing really to live for in the village because she was tending to their wheat and stuff. But since they're becoming more advanced and they don't need to pray to the wolf anymore, she finds Kraft Lawrence, the main character, who is just a trader. Not traitor, but
he's a merchant.
He's a merchant.
Trader.
He's a traveling merchant, and she decides to go on a journey with him as long as he will take her to her home, which is the city of Yoitsu in the north, like some wintry place. And he said that he will accompany her as long as she pays for herself because he's a merchant and stuff. So it's just like the random rough and tumble times of Holo the Wise Wolf with Kraft Lawrence and how they're going to go about bartering their way to the future. So let's go ahead and go with reactions. I'm going to say mine first because I've been talking so much, but sorry about monopolizing the talking, guys. Spice and Wolf was very...
boring. You can say boring.
No,
that's fine.
No, I don't want to say fun because that's not the right answer. It's very. Screw it. Whatever. David, go. Someone else go. I can't put like the emotion into a word right now.
Yeah.
Like, let me think about the right word.
I just think it takes a certain kind of person to like the anime because, I mean, my biggest thing was it's because I didn't like dislike it. I just thought it was
5 out of 10.
okay. 5 out of 10. It was 5 average, you know, nothing amazing, but nothing like that puts it down. It just like there were points in the anime that like you really have to pay attention or you have to rewatch a few like once or twice to actually grasp what they're talking about because it's like they're talking a lot about economics and like trying to teach it to you. And normally if this was like some sort of like time travel thing that also kind of messed with your mind that you have to rewatch and like understand, I would go back and rewatch it. But I don't care enough about economics or care to know about economics to go back and learn because I knew like my mind doesn't work well in economics. Like I don't like economics class. It confuses me so much. So I just didn't put in the effort to try and understand because I knew I was just gonna get really confused.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing. It's not that like it's a bad anime. It's just like not for me.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very slow slice of life
Right.
at the beginning, and like they have a lot. And the thing is, when people say, "Would I watch Spice and Wolf?" I imagined like romance, but you actually get economics. It's not it's not like they're constantly talking about supply and demand and like curves and belt and like all these things.
Right.
They're just actually trading like golds and coins and like how you can get advantages over other merchants by like obtaining credit from them and stuff. And
Right.
that was definitely one of the things that I didn't like about the show. Like one of the things that keep me from rating it a 10 is definitely how confused I was with a lot of the trading situations that got very serious. Like, you could tell that they were trying to present the situation as dire. Like, they were like, I have to make this much money. I have to trade so-and-so this much gold, or silver, I mean, and, like, all these things.
And another thing is, I never quite understood, like, I could never grasp the amount that they actually owed, because they made it seem like a big deal, but, like, they were like, oh, it's 72 this, and I'm like, 72 isn't a big number. Like, I get, like, in terms of, like, exchange and stuff, it's probably a lot, but, like, they just didn't, like, show that very well.
Also, the currency is, like, not real currency, so, like...
Yeah, and they have a bunch of different kinds of currency.
Yeah, so even if it's like, oh, it's 1,000 trendy silver coins, you're like, cool, that could be $10. I have no idea, you know?
Yeah. So there's no, like, reference for us to exactly see how much it was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Christian, what were you saying?
I don't really remember. We can just keep on shitting on it, but I will say one thing I really love about it, and the thing that worked the most for for me is the relationship between Holo and Lawrence, and it doesn't feel real because Holo always has the upper hand on Lawrence. She always knows what to say because she's like so old or whatever. She's always very witty and cunning with like the things that she says. So like no real like woman or girlfriend will like ever say things that witty. But once they really get down to like the genuine moments, like it felt very, very genuine and very real how much they actually cared about each other, even though they wouldn't specifically say like, I care about you. They were just like, you can tell by their actions, the way that they were animated, the way that they move around each other, that it's like these two care about each other a lot. And it's like, I want something like that. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
It makes me feel warm and fuzzy. And like, where's my Holo? What the heck?
Right, that was the one redeeming quality for me that like kept me, because like their relationship was interesting to see progress, and they did a good job at like slowly progressing it. And she like, and normally I don't like tsundere, and she was like just enough tsundere that I was like, okay, I can do this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
you should watch season 2.
She always knew what she was doing. Like she and she like they make it a point to make it seem like she's smarter than Lawrence, or that's like she knows what she's doing. Like with her, whenever she's like teasing with him, she'll like flirt with him, and then he'll get like all uncomfortable, flustered because he's not used to women flirting with him like this, just so openly.
And also, he looks so much older than he was. The synopsis says he's 24 years old, and I'm like, he has gray hair.
Yeah, he has white hair.
24?
And like,
yeah!
weird thing.
Either 24 or 27. Either way, in his 20s, definitely not gray hair.
People always mention that he's young, they're always like, you're too young for this, or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
And every time I'm like, what? So I had to look it up at one point, because I was like,
definitely
there's no way.
He was like 40-something. But
yeah, they make it seem like, because he has like a little bit of scruff here, but like in a way that makes him look like an older dude.
Yeah, David,
so
how was your reaction? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say, going back to the economics, I actually agree with you guys, especially you, Gabby, when you were just like, yeah, I have to go back and watch it. I did too, because I'm just like, because like the economic situation what drives the story, right? So I'm just like, I don't want to, not understand what's driving the plot, and so like, if it's in like a deal with some merchant dude, and he's like, oh, gotta do this, gotta do that, and then I'm like, I don't understand, and I go back and watch it again, and I still don't understand it. I'm like, awesome. So like, I agree with you that the economic part of it is like really boring, really dry, and I feel like even if you're an economics major, you're not watching it for economic reasons.
Like, I feel like there was just a lot of like like, I felt it was fluff, because all I needed to get from that situation, like, I understand that you're trying to give us background because this is like what it's about, but like, all I needed to get from a situation is understand, oh, he's screwed and he's like benefiting, and that's all I really need to know. And like, it was cool when they would like have little moments where they would like deceive people, but I didn't really understand how they deceived them, but I got that they deceived them.
Yeah.
So
I disagree with that because like I like that they, even though like the show didn't hold your hand in that aspect, right?
Right.
They were not like, hey, this is supply and demand, like this is how economics works. You know, it's like no, like this is happening. You might not understand it, and that's it. You're just thrown into it. So I really like that they did that because it kind of gives more of a background. Because like a lot of the side characters that they introduced in the show, Lawrence had known them in the past, but as an audience, as someone watching the series,
Right.
you don't know the person either. So it kind of establishes this background that he has, but then also, so it establishes background as like a merchant, and then when he is in this trading, it shows how competent of a merchant he is. And so
Right.
like Christian, like you were saying that like Holo is, Holo the wise wolf. She's 1,000 years old. She's a god, and she has the upper hand on Lawrence a lot. I agree with that. But on the other hand, she doesn't know a lot about humanity. Like, I think she was talking about, like, he was talking about apple pies, and she was like, apple pies exist? Like, what?
Yeah, and like preserves, and she's like, "What is
Yeah,
that?"
exactly. So, like, Holo also leans on Lawrence to teach her about, how to be a human, but then also specifically how to be like a human in the merchant world. So,
Right, because he does teach her about currency, and like there are points where he teaches her, and he's like, "I know it may take a little while to get it." She's like, "No, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to baby me."
yeah. So yeah, I really like that aspect in the sense that Holo isn't just some girl that needs to be protected all the time.
Right, because she
in fact-
always like
Right.
all
In
the
fact,
time.
she's the opposite, right?
Yeah, complete opposite. She not saves him, but like, well, she does save him literally.
Yeah.
Several
But
times.
also, like, he'll like have a good deal that he thinks is good, and she's like, "Hold up!"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna make this like pot even sweeter,"
Right.
and then it like increases it by a lot, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Mhm.
So I like the dynamic of the relationship. They both lean on each other, and you see more and more of that as the series goes on. And like you're saying, Gabby, like how in the beginning of the series, his relationship with Holo is kind of weird because he's not used to being with a girl, being flirted with, and all that stuff. And it gets better throughout the series. That's why season 2, it's you definitely see that they're definitely more comfortable with each other. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is the relationship is, like you said, is what makes the anime, and I really, really love their relationship, and that's that's why I love the anime so much. And I feel like when you finish season 2, and so like I think I said this earlier in like the last podcast, but when I was watching Spice and the first time, both seasons 1 and 2, I was just like, it's not that great. But then after I think a few days of watching the series, I was just like, this is actually a lot better than I give it credit for. So that's my take on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple of things I want to hit on. I have already forgotten actually through all the things you were talking about.
I'm sorry I talked so much. I just
No,
had so
no,
much.
no. I was just listening. I was just like trying to listen to what you were saying, so I just like didn't write sticky notes out
Uh-huh.
on what I was thinking. But one thing I would like to say or talk about is a lot of people who are like not in the anime community looking at this show would be turned off by the fact that she's like half human, half wolf.
She's a furry,
And
yeah.
they would immediately jump on the furry bandwagon and be like, "Wow, this is just furry fandom. Like this is where it comes from, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And it's like not really. Fuck you for not understanding, you ignorant piece of shit. But
Yeah.
but one thing that Gabby was talking about that she felt was uncomfortable was the nudity. And so at the beginning of the show, and actually somewhere else, Holo is nude, and they don't show like her nips or anything. So it's like weird, like
she
it's
doesn't
like
have
weird
nipples.
legal nudity or whatever. So I can see how this would make people uncomfortable, and how it's like, oh, is that really necessary? But they handled it not in a fan servicey way. That they handled it very maturely, and it's not like they weren't sexualizing Holo. They were just saying like, this is what would happen if you're a wolf and you turn back to a human. Like you don't just magically have clothes on you. Like that doesn't have an explanation,
Right.
But this does make sense. Like you will be butt naked when you go from wolf form to human form, which is really cool. And shit, I was on a roll. Fuck. Okay, wait, no, hold on, one thing. And the way you can tell that they're not sexualizing her is when Lawrence first sees her, his reaction is very real. It's not like nosebleed naked girl with a tail.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so boobies. He's just confused and scared. And like,
yeah,
and
he's
they
like,
don't give
what
her,
are you doing in my wagon?
Right, and they don't give her like crazy huge boobs or anything like that. She's just like a very normal sized woman. Like,
yeah. So like, if you feel like feminazi and you just like really hate nudity of women in shows, like this isn't exactly like they're not using this for fan service.
yeah, but
like,
even then, and also it seems more excessive right in like the first few episodes than it does. Like it like there's barely any later on. It really just happens a few times in the first few episodes. And my thing was not that I'm like bothered by it being there. It's more that they just like linger on it for a while. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like that was my only thing. I just felt like it was like a few seconds too long. I was like, okay. But it's the tiniest little complaint. But
yeah. I'm not trying to like shit on you for hating. I'm just saying like I'm trying to give light to why it's not weird. Because like people like watching this, they'd be like, okay, there's naked wolf girl right there. Obviously, this is sexual. 2, 3, like not watching this. This is absolutely furry, disgusting stuff.
Yeah.
So don't judge a book by its cover. There's meaning to things. Oh my god. In this case, there is at least. I wanted to talk about like my gripes. There's something else I didn't like about the show. Okay, whatever the thing I didn't like. I don't know. Okay, random other thing about Spice and Wolf. Did you guys ever try to watch the dubbed version?
Yes.
no.
Okay,
Yes.
what did you think of it? How much of the dubbed version did you watch, David? Because I have a thing to say.
I think I watched like maybe half an episode, but then the version that I have, it starts off dub, and so I had to manually change it to have subtitles and be Japanese. I think it's awful. Only because
awful.
I probably watched it subbed. But what's your complaint about it?
It's not a complaint. It's actually something really cool.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really watch the dub except for maybe 2 episodes because I wanted to see like what it was like, the differences, And I did watch subbed. I like Japanese more. That's just how I am at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a disconnect. I don't know. You guys can just tell me what you guys felt about this. But I did notice that in the dub version, the way that Holo speaks is very...
kind of regal, right? Kind of like...
Yeah, and it's very old. Like, it feels like the way that she speaks is older than Lawrence, and it adds, like, another layer of reality between, like, how old Holo is and Lawrence is.
And I'm sure that's actually in the actual Japanese, because they have so many things about that, like, in just the language of Japanese, to, like, put someone above someone else.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think there might be a disconnect for us, people who watch subbed, and we can't speak Japanese, because I could notice, like, reading the subtitles, they try to write her English in an olden manner, like, they try to write the words differently, but I feel like the Japanese way that she says things, because I watch so much anime, like, I kind of pick up on nuances on ways people talk. Like, I feel like it is much more regal, and it feels like she is above Lawrence, the way that she says things, and it's more formal. Like, she won't say, like, baka, like, for idiot, but she still calls him, like, an idiot. She just says this different thing.
Yeah.
That sounds, like, really cool.
It starts with, like, a T. Taco. I don't even know.
Yeah, and so just, like, I wanted to mention that, like, I think the dub version, you would get that other dimension of their relationship that we can't sit through because we don't like dub. But, yeah, so that's, like, a really neat thing.
Yeah, that is really neat. That's really cool.
Okay, so I forget what I had like one more gripe, but I forgot about it already. Let's go ahead, wrap it up, and rate it. What would all of us rate Spice and Wolf?
Okay, so my few last comments about Spice and Wolf. I would recommend this show to like people who like slice of life and romance, because obviously that's the whole point of this series is just the romance of those two people, Lawrence and Holo. And then I would also try to encourage people who don't watch that sort of show, people who watch shonen or more action-y stuff, to give it a shot, because it's just there's so many elements to like about the show, I feel like.
So you'd recommend it to everybody?
To anyone.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd actually
I'm glad me and Gabby picked that up.
Yeah, yeah, I would. Man, I would probably give it like a 9. I don't like rating things, but I'd probably give it a 9.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you like? Do you want to say anything onto why you would give it a 9?
Yeah, okay, so I would give it a 9 because I think the characters are interesting. Like I said, like just individually, I think Holo is interesting. Because she's this god, right? But she's not a god in the sense that like I know everything, I control, I have all these powers, blah blah blah. She has uh really a wide range of emotions. She's very, cocky, but she gets really lonely. She knows when she has the upper hand. She knows when she needs to like tone it down for Lawrence. So she's very complex. Lawrence in the same way is very complex. In a different way. And I noticed this, Gabby. I think on the notes that we wrote down, you're just
I
like,
thought he was like kind of mediocre.
yeah, he's a boring character. I'm like, I disagree. I think he's really smart. I think he knows when he has like the cards in his hands, when he doesn't, what he needs to do. Um,
He's very merchant
He's-
smart. He's
He's
very.
very-
smart and
he's
boring
not-
at the same time.
He's not socially smart.
yeah.
He doesn't pick up on Holo's nuances very well.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's his bad side or whatever.
Right.
But his
right.
merchant side is just insane. Like he just outwits everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So like, if he knows he's going to get into this, if he knows he's going to be trapped, he'll try to reverse it so that person's trapped, and then he'll make more money. And it's just like so much insight. But then beyond just the characters, the side characters are cool too. I like them. But I really like the environment of the show. It's
The
taking place.
setting.
The
Mhm.
setting, yeah. So, the setting is just really good.
Yeah, that was one thing I really wanted to talk about, or
Yeah.
not really wanted to talk about. One thing I really, really loved about it was that they don't get you out of it. Like, you feel like you're in the medieval times the
Yeah.
whole time. Like, from the cities and the towns to the scenery to, like, the way people talk to each other about God and, like, about the money and stuff.
Right,
Like, it's very... They submerse you very well. I
Right.
really did like that.
So like, just adding on to what you said, Christian. So the economics of that era, like you said, the church of that era, and I feel like the church is like this overarching bad guy, and that's showcased more in season 2. So beyond just like what's going on with Holo and Lawrence, there's this immense universe that they built up for just us.
Mhm.
Right.
So, like I said, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Okay, Gabby, go ahead. What would you give it?
I would give it a 6 out of 10, mainly because like I thought a lot of it was like boring and not necessarily. But I just thought there was a lot of like
No, it's boring.
Yeah,
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 like it's
I
It is-
slow.
Like I was
Right, so
rewatching
slow.
it, and I was just like, this is
Like,
so boring.
every episode not very much happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like there's like one arc, like there are 2 arcs within the first season, but like none of them ever feel like anything horrible is gonna happen. Like I never feel the stress of the situation that they're in, even though I get that it would be a stressful situation, but I don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Agree with that.
But I think that the what puts it to a 6 rather than a 5 for me is the relationship between Holo and Lawrence.
Mhm.
It really sounds like I would like season 2 better, because all through the like first season I was like wanted to know more about the church and like them getting to the north, because I thought those were the biggest overarching like goals or like
It
things
is,
that
yeah.
they were talked about, and then it just seemed like they were kind of pushed to the side because of like the little arcs that were happening that I
It's a
didn't
long
think
journey.
about.
Do you know how far it is to get to the
No,
north?
like,
to the north on
yes.
the horse and wagon.
No, I get it, but like usually things don't happen that slowly in like anime. Like that's why you have episodes so you can just kind of like skip.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I get like having to have this whole season to kind of build their relationship and things like that. I just think that I don't know. I think I might like season 2 better. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm gonna watch it. I might.
The first arc of season 2 is really good. That's my favorite arc of
Mhm.
the 4 arcs. There's 2 arcs per
Yeah,
season.
it's pretty good. Okay, are you done, Gabby?
Yeah, that's pretty much
Okay,
it.
not to be super rude. Okay, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10 ish. I just remembered my gripes with it, or whatever, which is what knocked it down. Because I was like, why? I was like, I remember I said I would give it a 7, but why? Because a lot of people really like this. Okay, basically, my 2 gripes were I got a 4 in AP Econ. I was really good at Econ, and I was confused. And like I didn't like how much time I had to like really think about all of the changes in the first season with the economics and stuff, and so like that distracted me from enjoying it more. I feel. I understood what they were trying to go for, but it just didn't pull it off for me. And then another thing was they submersed you in the setting very, very well, and like so you understand that everyone like believes in God and stuff, or like one God, mono God, and they don't believe in like giant wolves or anything.
Right.
But
it's like more like the Catholic Church. Versus
yeah,
like,
which was fine, but Holo goes into wolf form several times throughout the show and just fucks people up.
Yeah.
And then and no repercussions. Like just
Right.
the whole. You would think they'd get the whole town, the whole
Right, a whole bunch of like rumors
whole
going
church
around
on them.
and shit like that.
Both times they were running away to escape. Like both times that she turned into a wolf, like they immediately just escaped that town.
But the second time, like they just like. They attacked like they attacked the guards of the city they were in, and then the next day they just like casually roll out of that same city. It's not like, oh, we have to sneak out or anything. And the guards are just like, they're not dead. Like none of the guards died. Like she made sure she just like whatever knocked them out or whatever. So none of them died. And like you'd think that somebody would be like, there was a giant wolf that attacked us, and we saw it. Like we saw this girl turn into a wolf. Like let's definitely say
deities are real.
yeah,
like...
and they just kind of drop it, and like
but I
that
mean,
kind
part of that might be
like
like the church like kind of suppressing it, but then they should have focused on that if that was the case, if that was the reasoning behind it.
I just wanted like one little thing to be like, by the way,
you wanted there to be consequences.
We didn't care. I didn't even want there to be consequences. I just wanted there to be like just say why there aren't consequences. I just wanted there to be like something that said, oh damn it! I was trying to think of an example of a show that actually like pulls this off. Like, damn it! No, I'm not gonna talk about it. But yeah, like I just want them to like mention it. Like be like, okay, so like. They just have a scene where like someone like comes in maimed to the church and they're like, oh, a giant wolf hit me, and then the church people, since they're corrupt, they just kill the dude, and they're like, no wolf, like we can't have people believe in other gods. That would make sense. That'd be easy too, like 2 minutes, but whatever. So
and you guys talked a lot. I'm sorry, I just want to touch on this because you guys talked a lot about how much you like the setting, and I do like the aspects where they really show the like influence of church and things like that. But in terms of like physical setting from town to town, I didn't really see a difference in like I mean that was my main thing. Like I couldn't tell when they were in another town. There's a difference in
size. That's it.
Yeah.
With one town.
They like showed the town just like on like the whole thing, and then on the inside of the town, if they're just like in an inn, it just looks like every other inn.
Right, but like Holo would be like, oh my god, like she would like talk about how like this town was so like different or whatever, and I'm like, I don't see anything different. Like it felt like they were in the same town the whole time, even though they weren't.
Right.
Like even they talked about changing towns, but it never like felt like they changed towns like when they were actually in there. That was my one thing about this setting. But yeah.
Okay, so I guess 6, 7, 9. What's that divided by 3?
That's like 7.
Yeah, that's like 7.5-ish or something. I'm not gonna do math. In general, that's what we as Daijoubu podcast rate it. 7.5-ish, 7.7.
Yeah,
I don't really know. Who would you guys recommend to watch this?
And everybody. Duh.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't like recommending anime to people because, like...
You could be wrong and they could hate your opinion forever?
No, it's just like... I feel like you have to like slice of life, boring, slow stuff
but
to
not
watch
even.
this, and that's it.
Like, I feel like there's a variety... Like, because I've heard from a variety of people to watch this show, like, that like all sorts of different things. And honestly, I kind of agree with David. Like, you just have to try it and see if it's down your alley.
Exactly. And so then you're just, like, down to everybody, so, like...
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, he's right when he says everyone. There isn't really...
There's a lot to like about the show, I think. There's a lot to dislike, but there's a lot to like.
Right. It doesn't really have
say that about anything. There's a lot to like and lots to dislike.
And also, it's the math is 7.3333333.
Okay. Thank you. We needed that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up. Go ahead.
We're just gonna talk about Daijoubu for next week. And what's the anime that we decided on?
We in the next 2 weeks, since we watched Spice and Wolf, we're gonna watch a new anime, and it's gonna be Nichi Bros. That's what it's called on forums, but actually it's called Danshi Kokosei no Nichijo, or in other English words, The Daily Lives of High School Boys. It's a comedy and a school life anime that we're just super excited to watch because it looks really funny.
Yeah, and we're trying to switch up like the genres we watch every other week, so we don't get too monotonous and everything. And in terms of like what we're going to be talking about next week we're gonna talk about aspects of anime that like are anger inducing, or things about anime that make you angry specifically, and also hopes for the future of anime. So we're trying to go with topics and themes that don't require people to watch specific shows. So that's what if you guys have any ideas or feedback or anything, please give them to us. Send them to us on Twitter, or just comment below and like YouTube or whatever.
Just talk to us. We want to be. We're so lonely. But yeah, David, do you have any last words?
That
sounds so brutal.
Yeah, please. Yeah, you're gonna kill me right after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, please just give us feedback. I feel like I'm always begging for people to talk to us. Even though I don't have a Twitter account, I should make that. But yeah.
Right. But yeah, I don't really have anything to say. Stay tuned for next week, or 2 weeks from now for Nichi Bros. Next week for some awesome discussion about anime that you can relate to. And as always, remember, Daijoubu! Oh my gosh. I feel like you guys don't even like me anymore.